Hello Year 5, it's Wednesday, it's the 27th of January and we are practicing our big maths skills today. So make sure you write big maths and today's date in your maths book. We're practicing our CLIC skills again today, same skills as yesterday but with different examples for us to practice. So for counting we are reading numbers and we're focusing on numbers with 3 decimal places, so 3 digits after the decimal point. And here's your tips. Say the whole number first. So anything before the decimal point is a whole number. So you can imagine that as a whole number of cakes, so 6 cakes, for example. And then anything after the decimal point is a piece, a part of a whole, a fraction of a whole. So you can imagine that as being a piece of cake rather than a whole cake. So we say the whole number. We say point, and then we say each digit one at a time. Have a go at reading that number out loud for me. Okay, I'm sure you smashed that Year 5. My number says 6.487. It doesn't say 6.487. It says 6.487 because this isn't the hundreds, tens and ones here. This is the tenths, hundredths and thousandths column. So 6.487. For our Learn It's practice this week, we have been looking at addition facts that all add 9. And we said yesterday you can add 10 and take away 1. That might be something that you're reminding yourself to do each time, or you might be finding that you've got much quicker recall of these facts and you can just say the answer straight away. That's our goal. So I'm going to give you some questions and I want you to write down the answers to these questions as quickly as possible. Off you go. Let's check those answers then. So 6 add 9 equals 15. 5 add 9 equals 14 and 7 add 9 equals 16. I hope you're finding some time to practice those Learn It's this week. If you feel like you're not super speedy at answering those, make sure you give yourself some time to practice those as well as practicing your times tables. Remember, Mr. Chappell has set a challenge of practicing 10 minutes a day on Times Table Rockstar, so see if you can rise to that challenge. Okay, so it's nothing new this week. We are looking at multiplying by 10. So yesterday we just recapped our multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000 skills. And today we're moving on to the next challenge. So we're looking at multiplying decimals by 10. So I've got a decimal number here, 1.3. That's 1 whole, 1, and 3 tenths. Okay, 1.3, and I'm multiplying it by 10. When I multiply by 10, I'm making 10 lots of that number, or 10 groups of that number. So 1.3 times 10. And it says here that my answer is 13. So you might be able to see what is happening with my digits when I multiply 1.3 by 10. Here's our tips. So move the digits 1 place to the left. And remember, it makes the number 10 times bigger. So my answer is always larger than my multiplicand. My product is always larger than my multiplicand when I'm multiplying. So let's just have a look at how that works here. So in my number 1.3, I've got 1, 1. I'm going to move that 1 place to the left to make it worth 10 times more. And now it's 1/10. I've got 3 tenths here. I'm going to move my 3 tenths 1 place to the left. So now, instead of 3 tenths, it's 3 ones, which makes it 10 times bigger. And now my number is 13. Now you'll notice in my answer, I haven't put the decimal point because I don't need to unless I've got any tenths, hundredths, thousands, or anything after the decimal points. So I wonder if you could have a go at my calculation here, 3.6 multiplied by 10. Have a think. If you'd like to draw the place value columns, you can, or if you think you can just have a go, then just do that. So pause the video, write out the calculation and see if you can answer 3.6 times 10 using the same method that we have just done together. So 3.6 multiplied by 10 would be 36. 36. Because I would move my 3 ones into the tens column, and I would move my 6 tenths into the ones column, and I wouldn't need my decimal point anymore. 3.6 times 10 equals 36. And our last CLIC skill is calculation. And this week, just like yesterday, we are looking at division using smile multiplication, but this week with remainders. So here's my calculation. 241 divided by 3 equals something, remainder something. So remember, we're thinking our divisor is 3. We're thinking about our 3 times table to help us. And I'm thinking which times table fact will help me, looking at 241 and thinking which multiple of 3 jumps out to me. So have a think which multiple of 3 jumps out to you. So when I look at that, I think of 24 as a multiple of 3, which means that 240 is also a multiple of 3. Have a think about how many 3s are in 240, and then you can decide how many are left over. Okay, 240 divided by 3 is 80, because 8 times 3 is 24. So 80 times 3 is 240. So there's 83s in 240. But my number isn't 240, it's 241. So I've got 1 left over. So 241 divided by 3 is 80, remainder 1. Okay, well done Year 5. I hope you've been able to have a go at those big maths challenges. Keep up the practice this week and work really hard on your learning today, and I will see you on screen soon.